everybody, and welcome to live coverage of the Grand Prix of Portland qualifying as well. Group 1 has just gone underway. Romain Grosjean's on the lap, so's Herta, Newgarden, Rossi, Pagenaud, O'Ward. Then it's Harvey, Rahal, Castroneves, Kirkwood, VK and Johnson in this first group of qualifying as well. Hello to everyone watching on the Grid Network a bit later on in the day as well, but we're all getting set. Alongside me in the commentary box is our pit reporter Josh Plays as well, and Adam Lemridge is with us as well. Adam, afternoon. Hopefully this is a bit better than when we tested it yesterday and it all went a bit wrong, but IndyCar qualifying, it's what we love best, and the cars are heading out there now in some great form as we're watching Alexander Rossi. What are you expecting ahead of Portland this weekend?
Well, Josh, I think this qualifying session is going to be intense. You know, this championship is good, really good. So this qualifying session is going to be sensational to see who gets the pole for the second to last race of the season here in the Rose City of Portland, Oregon.
And you're going to see Josh as well working in the background as ever in a busy pit lane role as well. He'll be finding us all the information, all the data as well. Basically, think of Ted Kravitz in the UK. Think of Kevin Lee over in the States. That's exactly what Josh as well. Evening, Josh, as well. Hopefully you're feeling a bit better. You're already working with all your paperwork as well. Ready to get going as well. And as you said just before we went live, a debut on the Grid Network as well.
Yeah, hello everyone over to the Grid Network and everyone watching live. I've got the qualification orders and I'm all ready to go.
Go on then. Who's out in this first group then? We've already read them out as well, but it's some unusual lot as well, trying to get some good track timers. Rossi's gone under a minute as well. Herta's in there. Grosjean too. It's all looking very good.
It really is, and if I find somewhere I've got the championship points. But Joseph Newgarden, Colton Herta, Graham Rahal, Alexander Rossi, O'Ward, Grosjean, Kirkwood, Pagenaud, Harvey, VK, Castroneves and Johnson all in Group 1 with Power, McLaughlin, Lundgaard, Dixon, Eilert, Malukas, Palou, Ericsson, Di Francesco, Daly, Rosenquist, Sato and Kellett. Keep an eye on David Malukas out in Group 2.
Absolutely, is just audio down a little bit. You're peaking a little bit too much as well. Cheers, mate. Adam as well. We're just seeing now Venus VK cross the line as well. Here in Portland, one start beforehand as well. VK started the season strong, and now he's having a bit of a downward spiral. Do you reckon he's an IndyCar winner potential in the future? Because VK sort of was my shot for the title this year, along with Herta, and then that's both sort of gone a bit wrong. What's your take on Venus?
I do. I think Venus VK is a star in the future. You know, I think he can win here in the NTT IndyCar Series. He's a very talented driver, so expect big things from Venus VK in the future.
We're just seeing a little clip to the wall there from Colton Herta. We're just about seeing, I should say. Now we're seeing in proper vision as well. Coming into the chicane area down at turns 1 and 2, taking too much and just clipping the wall as well. And we've seen many times over the years as well. Here it is again, look. Massive first corner crashes, and Herta just damaging the suspension just a touch as well. He's dicing with death, really, isn't he? His championship hopes are gone, but his race opportunity seats next year going forward, they're not at risk, but people in F1 are looking at him as a possible American F1 driver. Stupid moves like that, taking too much curb as well, is that going to damage his reputation? Because that could be his qualifying over now because they're checking the suspension.
Oh yeah, Josh. It seems like he cut the first part of the chicane, and you don't really do that here at Portland. So hopefully he can have a much better lap going forward in qualifying. I mean, we know he has been talked about being the next American in F1, and that hasn't happened for a long time. So who knows? Could we see Colton Herta on the F1 grid for the next 3 to 5 years? I think it'd be good for the sport, you know, since a lot of the American races that we're having here with Las Vegas next year, and now Austin, Texas, and Miami, and plus the Netflix Drive to Survive series. So we haven't had an American for a while. So if Colton Herta does come and race in F1, I think that'd be huge.
And Josh, as well, if Colton does make the shift across as well, it's now unlikely it's going to be with McLaren, as we see Pato O'Ward, another man who was in the running for the McLaren F1 seat, now gone to Oscar Piastri as well in a silly season that's sort of a wrapped Formula E, IndyCar and Formula One itself. But where do you see Colton possibly ending up? Rumours of Haas, even waiting until 2026 if this Andretti rumour comes in. Where do you see him filling in? First of all, go to Josh, then I'll pass over to you, Adam, as well. Go on, Josh.
It's a hard one, really. I've not really thought about it yet, but Colton Herta could go to McLaren in a couple of years or so, or he could go to Formula E and help for the Formula E McLaren, but that's highly unlikely, in my opinion. But definitely Haas. I think Colton Herta in the next 3 to 5 years will definitely be in Formula One as Joseph Newgarden comes across the not alternate line, the primary line going into turn 1.
Yeah, and the alternate time as well quickly was Newgarden did a 58.160. So Newgarden's gone to the top of the board. Kyle Kirkwood jumps to P2 now as well. Grosjean third, Rossi fourth, Herta fifth, VK in sixth position. And back to you, Adam Yeo, as well. Where do you think Colton Herta could fit in Formula One with Haas or another team like that, or will he wait until Andretti come in 2026 as well?
Well, I think Colton Herta would be really good at Haas. I mean, but I think if Andretti Global does come into F1, I think that's where we could see Colton Herta. He's a very talented driver, so is he going to wait till 2026 to go into F1, or does he want to get into F1 now? So either Haas F1 or Andretti Global, if that happens in 2026.
And we've got lap times coming in then with the final 23 seconds of the board. Gentlemen, we'll talk more in a second as we're getting to the tail end of the session now as well. Your top 6 at the moment sees Newgarden, O'Ward with Rossi, Grosjean, VK and Carl Kirkwood thrown into the mix as well as your top 6. Just outside is Pagenaud, then Rahal, Castroneves, Harvey, Herta and Johnson as well. This will be Group 1, then we'll have a second group of drivers, then we'll go to the Fast 12, then we'll cut another 6 down and go to the Firestone Fast 6 as well. Checkered flag is out, so who's going to top this session then? Grosjean's in the pit lane, so is Newgarden, so is Pagenaud, so Pagenaud's not going to go through. That's a big of a surprise there. Harvey jumps up to P5 on the board. Herta has gone back out on the track. We'll be talking about him in this opening session as well. Suspension looks okay to me as he passes the alternative line in a few seconds. Is he going to be quicker? Out of the back half of the track, down towards the alternate line, coming out of turn 10. Herta is up by about 0.2 of a second. Does he go ahead of Carl Kirkwood? Looking across the line. 3, 2, 1. There's the alternative line. Herta goes 5th, does get through. And Rahal 2. And Johnson's off the lap time. And I think Johnson's coming to the pit lane as well. So the top 6 progressing to the Firestone Fast 12 is Newgarden, O'Ward, VK, Rossi, Herta and Rahal. Out of it already is Kirkwood, Grosjean, Harvey, Pagenaud, Castroneves and Johnson. And, guys, we'll start with you, Adam, as well as one of our IndyCar experts here this evening as well on the Grid Network. The biggest surprises there that I read is definitely Grosjean, Pagenaud and Castroneves being out this early in the session, and Jimmy Johnson starting last. That's another shocker.
Yeah, it is, Josh. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Johnson really hasn't had much success on road courses and street courses, so I can, he's starting last. So, did I expect it? Well, to me, I think he would have started in the back anyway, but Romain Grosjean is a surprise.
And Josh as well, that is some early shockers already, but the biggest one goes for Colton Herta, hitting the wall and making it through to the next part of the session as well in the Firestone Fast 12. Herta, we've been discussing it as well, those rookie mistakes could cost him errors, where he's going to end up in Formula One, and he's being touted as well. Is it now recovery drives like that where he makes a mistake, he comes back out in the next run and goes quicker? Is that what makes Herta just a step above everybody else here, Josh? I mean, Adam's agreeing. I'll come to you in Adam as well. Just immediately, as soon as Josh ends, Adam, you tail in because this sounds fantastic what you got to say. Go on, Josh.
I think so. It's just every different driver has something different about them which makes them superior than, let's say, another driver. And that hit in the wall was a massive, massive hit. And I will be surprised if there's not damage. Adam.
Yeah, I agree with you, Josh. If there is damage and Colton Herta is lucky to survive, making it to the Fast 12. I thought that when he hit the wall, I thought it would have ruined his lap. Well, yes, it didn't.
No, he's just avoided it, and he's gone through. Let's go down to the pit lane then.
Not a bad run for you guys. Pretty happy with it. So tight, isn't it? It's hard to be the last one out, or the first one out, I should say. But you happy with a 13th, which is where you'll start tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that's all right. That kind of puts us in a position to have more red tires than everyone else because, I mean, obviously the Reds are the better tire right now, at least for qualifying, but I think they will be for the race as well. That's kind of notorious for this place, so it benefits us in that way. Of course, we wanted to get into the Fast 12. I think we've kind of been quick enough, but honestly, we're better in the warmer conditions. Yesterday, we were really quick when it was really hot out, and tomorrow it's supposed to be a lot warmer than it is today. Obviously, it's very overcast. The track temps are down, and we tend to be a little bit better when they're warmer. So I think that's honestly pretty solid for what we have right now. And we're going to go in tomorrow with some extra tires and a decent starting spot.
Yeah, so how does that change what your game plan is even early on in the race tomorrow? With everything that can happen in turn one, you're kind of right in the middle of the hornet's nest, so how do you approach that tomorrow?
You know, it's all circumstantial. You can't really go into it with one mindset because it always changes. So you just got to kind of react to the situations that are around you, especially when you're mid-pack like I am. So it's not a bad starting spot. You know, it definitely is in the mix of some things, especially going into turn one like we've seen in the past. But hopefully we keep our nose clean and we can come out on top in this number 14 machine because we've been pretty solid this weekend, I feel like.
All right, looking good for Kyle Kirkwood. He'll start 13th tomorrow. That's his best qualifying effort since Mid-Ohio all the way back in July, Kevin.
It was a very impressive effort by the Andretti Autosport Gamebridge crew to be able to advance Colton Herta, changing the toe link, and as the guys in the booth mentioned, now they have some time to make the changes they want. This is a fresh front wing. They're squaring the car again. Let's hear some of the other issues they're dealing with on the radio.
Oh my God, yeah. All right, your P5, fast time is Newgarden at a 58.0. Talk to us about the car. How is it? Still messed up with that front steering.
So Colton Herta reporting over the radio there, guys, that he's still having problems with the steering and it's not exactly straight as well. I mean, Adam, he sounded so frustrated there as well. We know Colton gets a bit het up on the radio with his dad, Brian Herta, but this seems to be another error on his own part, and he's getting het up at the team for his own mistake. It's not really fair, that as well, but he's a young driver. He's learning, isn't he, in motorsport?
Yeah, yeah. Like you mentioned, Josh, he is a young driver, so he has a lot to avoid. And thankfully, he has his dad, Brian, in his ear. I mean, Brian has raced in the NTT IndyCar Series, so especially here in Portland, so he knows what to expect from the rest of the days today and into tomorrow.
And Group 2 have gone out on the circuit. They've got their green light for 10 minutes of action as well. And Josh has got the running order for Group 2. You've already said, though, Josh, as well, to look out for Malukas in the 18 car as well. My personal pick, look out for Will Power as well, looking forward. Who's out in Q2, Josh?
Yeah, it's the number 12 of Will Power, number 3 of Scott McLaughlin, Christian Lundgaard, Scott Dixon, Callum Ilott. David Malukas will be really interesting to see what David Malukas can do. Alex Palou as well with Marcus Ericsson, the Indy 500 winner with Devlin Di Francesco. The Crash Fest, should we say, at Ovals. Connor Daly, Felix Rosenquist, Takuma Sato and Dalton Kellett are in Q2.
So just looking as well, guys, we've got Power, who's leading the championship on 482 points. We've got Newgarden, who went out in the previous session, who's already gone through to the Fast 12. We've got Dixon in this session. We've got Ericsson in this session, and we've got McLaughlin in this session. I'm trying to say we've got Palou in this session. So 5 of the 6 in the top half of the championship in this session. And thank God we haven't got an 8-way fight, because we already know Newgarden has gone through to the Fast 12. But it's going to be a really crunch point, isn't it, Adam, as well, when we get to deciding the Firestone Fast 12, where we'll have, hopefully, all of the title contenders fighting for those top 6 positions. This is a great qualifying. With 2 weekends left, this is a great end to the IndyCar season.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. We're here at Portland in our fab. We got a historic WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, in beautiful Monterey, California. So what a way to wrap up this intense MTT IndyCar Series season. It's been good since the start of the year. So if you haven't already watched this year, you better find a way to watch the rest of the qualifying today and the race tomorrow. It's going to be a good one.
I can't wait to call it with you both as well, and hopefully Ben and Kobe will be around as well. Joe's trackside for us as well. We'll be hearing a lot from Joe tomorrow as well in the show, because every time a car goes out, he'll be there reporting and sending us driver interviews as well. We'll be hearing a lot of what he's done in the pre-show. We've got a special pre-show tomorrow as well. On the Grid Network, and then here on the YouTube channel of Joshua Birch Motorsport Journalist, we're going to have every interview, key interview that Joe has filmed as well, slotted into the pre-show as well, with myself, Adam and Josh on the commentary, and hopefully Ben and Kobe come in too for a proper star-studded lineup as we cross over with the Grid Network once again here at Portland. Down there, Palou goes top, Power is second, McLaughlin third, Malukas fourth, as Josh said to predict out as well, Dixon fifth, Idod in sixth, and considering that Malukas goes top actually, 58.8322, so Malukas jumps to the top board, and considering that Josh had a go as well. Adam, who's your pick to go top in this session and someone to watch out for?
I'm going to say watch out. I have 2 guys. Watch out for David Malukas, and I'm going to say watch out for Scott McLaughlin. You know, he has 2 wins this year. One on a temporary road course at Mid-Ohio, and then his first one of the year was on the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida. So, you know, he wants to do good last 2 races of the year. So, watch out for that Kiwi, Scott McLaughlin. There's something about these Kiwis that are impressive. You think about Scott McLaughlin and Scott Dixon, and also down there you have Shane Van Gisbergen in the Repco Australian Supercar Series. So I don't know what it is about that country of New Zealand. It's just so awesome racing town, but they have, and so watch out for Scott McLaughlin and David Malukas.
Absolutely. The New Zealand just oozes motorsport, and they haven't even got a Grand Prix. And I think that is something that is criminally unjust as well. In my opinion, we should start the year in Australia and end it in New Zealand as well as an F1 calendar, because then we can literally go round the world. It's so perfect to me in my little head as well. And because as well, Adam, do you remember I sent to the group chat a while ago an F1 calendar that was perfect around the globe? I'll add in New Zealand as the last race, because that was just every country we hit was so perfect, and it was nice and flowing. We didn't go back on ourselves. It just once around the world, and I think that's how it should be.
Of course, I think. I mean, why not? I mean, you start those. I mean, you start the season at Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia, and then for New Zealand, maybe have a street race in Wellington.
Oh, good call. Oh, and a night race. Make it a night race as well. Make it proper night race and spectacle in where. Oh, well. Who's there? Stefano Domenicali. There's a Chase Carey. Stefano Domenicali. Come and listen to myself and Adam as well. We'll sort out Formula One. I mean, Josh as well. You remember we were talking with Stefano Sky were in the F1 commentary of FP3 as well, and he said there's 24 races on the calendar out of 25. Let's make that 25th one New Zealand. That's right there to get it, isn't it?
I'm still waiting for the day The day that Formula One announced that they are going to Bathurst.
Oh, I think it'll erupt.
Josh, you mean,
Adam
I
loves
know.
Bathurst.
If that happens, I don't care how long is of a flight from here in North Carolina, USA to Bathurst. I'd get on a plane and I'd find a way to get there.
I'll do
wouldn't care.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll go. So go.
Okay.
Will Powers had a little bit of problem out on his last lap time there. He did touch the curb and he's having a few bits of understeer problem. And now, crucially, Will Power, with 2 minutes 13 to go, has dropped outside of the top 6 for the fast 12, but he is going quicker on this lap time, so we'll keep an eye on that. McLaughlin, Dixon, Malukas, Palou, Lundgaard, Rosenquist, the top 6. Then it's Power, Ilott, Ericsson, Di Francesco, Daly, Sato, and Kellett. The orders further down the borders. Will Power looking now back up to speed, as well as Palou goes top with McLaughlin down to second as well. And I don't really surprised about last year's champion, but this is what I'm on about, guys. Look at that. Power just sliding the car around, and he's struggling for grip out there as well on those red tyres. I don't know who wants to take that because I've left it a bit on open edge.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Will Power struggling on the Firestone Reds. I thought he would like them, but outside the top 6 right now, if that were to stay like that, it would be a huge surprise going into tomorrow.
We've just said it, and I think we put the curse on it because he's just gone second. But here comes the other Kiwi, Scott Dixon, across the line. Dixon goes 5th. Actually, Power's dropping down. McLaughlin goes top, Palou second, Ericsson third, and Power's dropping. So you're right, Adam. That time was not quick enough. With a minute to go, Power's now right on the cusp. But look, Lundgaard, Rosenquist, Ilott, and Daly all going quicker as well. And McLaughlin said that's enough. He's pitting. Power's down to 6th position, as well as Power is on an improvement lap, but and so is Devlin Di Francesco. So this is unbelievable.
Thank goodness it's called tomorrow. Get your popcorn ready, for the Grand Prix of Portland. This title fight is a doozy. So who's gonna come out on top after this race? Nobody knows.
Well, Dixon did go down to 8th position, and then we had McLaughlin going up there as well with Ilott and Palou, but Powers just stuck in the top time, 57.9. McLaughlin's a 58.0, so he's at risk at the moment. 2 seconds left, 1 checkered flag is out. No one else seems to be improving on their session times. Ericsson is 6th, Lundgaard's improving, Dixon's improving by a 10th of a second. Lundgaard we're on board with now is improving. Dixon goes 6th. So Ericsson and Lundgaard, who are both improving, might just kick Scott Dixon out. And Dixon going for a 6th World Championship. Maybe, is it 7th, Adam? Which one is it?
It's 7th.
7th.
I think it's 7th, Josh.
Thank you for correcting me. So can Dixon get through? He's going to the pit lane now. Here he is on the monitor. So Dixon's had enough. Lundgaard's crossing the line. So is Rosenquist. And Dixon's out! Dixon is out of qualifying! He's been kicked out by Lundgaard, who goes top! So Scott Dixon has lost the opportunity to go through and will start 8th, as also Palou goes through, Ilott goes out as well, and the big news from the second part of qualifying is that Scott Dixon, one of the top 6 in the hunt for this year's title, will not go through and will start, well, down, I believe, in about 14th position on the grid. He's going to have a big, big fight back tomorrow. And I don't believe it, guys. Adam, your immediate reaction. Dixon's thrown it away.
I am shocked. In turn 1, he's going to, we know about the history of the festival corner, so Scott Dixon, you need to find a way to improve, at least get a few spots tomorrow, because if he gets caught up in a crash in turn 1, I'm gonna say it's game over for the championship.
And he's fought so hard to come back in as well. Josh, we've been commentating throughout the year on Dixon. He has had a number of charges as well. He's won 2 races. Newgarden's won 5, and he's still second in the title. But Dixon has been almost Mr. Consistent throughout the year, hasn't he? He's constantly been up there performing well and going for that 7th title. he came on of nowhere, and now he's going back into nowhere as well. What's your thoughts on it, Josh?
George Russell, Mr. Consistent of Formula One. Scott Dixon, Mr. Consistent of IndyCar. And Mr. Consistent has not been able to do it today. What a shock. And I've been into F1 Twitter. I've been into F2 Twitter. I've yet to go into IndyCar Twitter.
So, starting 13th is Carl Kirkwood. Starting 15th is Romain Grosjean. 17th is Jack Harvey. 19th is Simon Pagenaud. 21st is Helio Castroneves. And 23rd is Jimmy Johnson. That is from qualifying Group 1. This is Group 2 of Did Not Advance. Starting 14th is Callum Milot. Scott Dixon starts 16th on the grid. Marcus Ericsson, 4th in the championship, did not advance either. He starts 18th. The Indy 500 winner is down there as well. Connor Daly is 20th. Takuma Sato 22nd. Dalton Kellett as well is 21st and then 23rd. Let's hear from Dixon now, actually.
I'm not sure. Like, balance was a little different to what we had this morning. Just we'd made a few changes, not big changes. Balance on blacks actually felt okay. There was probably a couple of things we could have made better for Q2 if we had moved on. It just low on grip, I guess, on the reds. We just never really converted the speed, and kind of looks like that was the same for all three of us. But we didn't convert, which sucks.
Yeah, what have the conversations been like amongst the team just to try to get all the Ganassi cars closer to where the Penske cars and the Andretti cars are?
Yeah, I think all of us have kind of been going down different roads, just kind of fine-tuning for your own thing. I think the basic setup's pretty similar. It's frustrating because there's not a whole lot different that we've done from last year, and the cars were, right at the pointy end of the field. So, yeah, definitely frustrating. And here it's just such small amounts that you're missing, and unfortunately we didn't convert.
Thank you, Scott. They'll have some work to do tomorrow, Kevin.
Another championship contender, another Ganassi driver, Marcus Ericsson, is also going to have to come from further than he would like. When we talked after practice this morning, you were concerned about finding the pace. Where are you still lacking?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we did improve the car a bit now for qualifying, and I think we're closer to the fastest guys, so that was a step forward. But seemed to have been a bit on the back foot all weekend, and we just struggle a little bit. The car feels pretty good out there, but we just lacking a bit of pace. I think all three of us are quite close together there, and I felt like I hooked up some good laps, especially on the reds, but just missing that last couple of tenths and ultimate pace.
If you're not going to qualify well somewhere, is this as good as any place, considering the way this race has gone, where guys have come from the back and won it, and now you have extra red tires, which we think is preferred?
Yeah, you need to look at the positives, like you say, and there is, to be honest, this track is a track position race, but like you said, this place always seemed to, it be very much happening, turn one, and then yellow flags falling in different places can really flip the field. So that's the beauty of IndyCar, wherever you start on the grid, if you have a fast race car like we always have, we can still make a good result out of it. So we have to regroup and then see what we got tomorrow in the race.
Thanks, Marcus.
And guys, as well, as we get ready for the Firestone 12 shortly as well, the biggest, look at that. So Dixon and Ericsson out. We talked about Dixon as well. Then we realised Marcus Ericsson didn't make it through. And Adam as well, the Indy 500 winner. That's pretty much his championship done. His and Dixon's, I think, are going to struggle now very much, starting that far back on the penultimate weekend. You do get points, of course, but we've got Will Power, Joseph Newgarden, Alex Palou, and Scott, and even Scott McLaughlin going through to the Firestone Fast 12 and going to start inside that top 12.
Yeah, it's a shock to see Scott Dixon and Marcus Ericsson not advancing to the Fast 12. They're going to be starting toward the middle of the pack, and it's the hornet's nest. And like I said, turn one is always produce chaos. Well, they're going to have to find a way to get some more positions when the green flag falls, because they could now they're gonna have to get the positions fast, because they could crash out on lap one and championship could be Goodbye.
And we're just seeing replays now on our screens of previous starts here as well. And Josh as well, starting here in Portland, turn 1, always some form of accident. And we could see the championship rivals right in the centre of it, coming for a big Smashville in Portland as well. What's your take on that start procedure that we're going to see?
Portland starts. Something happens.
It's
That's literally
yeah.
all I have. Something destructive happens. You had Colton Herta in 2019, and then you had other massive accidents. But there's a look at the very, very tight chicane.
Yeah, they've reprofiled it. Oh, let's hear from Callum Ilott now, talking
Round
down.
one,
on
I should
the group
say.
lane.
So, talking to you before you got in the car, I think you maybe felt like there was a little more speed in that. So, what were you missing there, or was it just something where it's just that tight?
It's just that tight. I think I didn't optimise the first lap. Struggled in turn 2, which is a corner I've been struggling in the whole weekend, and didn't get the exit. Tried again the next lap, it was better, but I just couldn't get the tyre to hold for the rest of the lap. So super tight, it's the way it is. Shame to be knocked out, but we have good pace compared to some, so we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow you're in the middle of a lot of potential chaos at the start of this race. Have you thought about how you approach that now going into turn 1 starting 14th tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I won't do what I did last year, which was use Romain as my braking point. That didn't work so well last year, but yeah, you're in the middle. It's going to be a bowling pin fest, crash fest. Hopefully I come out of it alive.
All right, that's Callum Ilott, and he is a rookie, but he does have a race under his belt here, so at least knows what to expect going into tomorrow.
I love how he said not going to use Colton as a bowling pin or a bouncing ram, wasn't it, as well? That's absolutely fantastic as well as we get ready for the start of the next session as well. The Firestone Fast 12 as well, round 2 of qualifying as well, where we once again get 10 minutes in length as well. The cars will head out onto the circuit and set their fastest times, and at least we're not waiting around, because yesterday, I don't know if any of you saw it as well, really strange incident in first part of practice as well, where a television came loose on the start line as well, and what actually happened was it smashed into a porter cabin as well, and there was oil leaking along the track. That's the reason the red flag came out yesterday as well, and I've never seen a session stop for that before. Yes, and then free practice 2 this morning ran completely smooth, not one issue. So yeah, it's the gift that Portland keeps on giving. What did you think of that, Adam? First of all, that the TV yesterday.
Yesterday was, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in motorsports. So I think when I saw it, they haven't fixed it yet. So it's kind of shocking.
Yeah, it does actually look pretty wonky that we're looking at down there on the TV pictures as well. But yeah, Josh, what did you make of it yesterday as well? And we were doing our practice things as well in terms of just getting all our equipment sorted at the time as well. And it was the strangest red flag I think I've ever seen until today, when a flare ended up on the track in Zandvoort. So that's 2 red flags for no actual accidents in the same spell of the week. So we've had a right one, haven't we?
We really have, and I believe it restarted at 20 past midnight our time.
Yeah, so...
And didn't your Wi-Fi start updating at 15:15? That's so unlucky.
Yeah, Wi-Fi started updating at 12:15 as well, and it didn't stop updating, I was told, until around about 4:15. That's when all my notifications came through and woke me up in the middle of the night as well. It has done, actually, for the past couple of nights. Anyway, we're seeing Deborah says as well, hopefully they can all make it through turn 1 tomorrow. And I think we'll all agree with that. As Group 2 is underway with Newgarden, O'Ward, VK, Rossi, Herta, Rahal, Lundgaard, Power, McLaughlin, Malukas, Rosenquist and Palou. But quick vote here, Adam and Josh. Will they all make it through turn 1 cleanly tomorrow? Adam?
No.
Josh?
No.
I'm agreeing.
Definitely not.
100% agreeing with you two. As Deborah also says, I love to cut across the turn 1 inside curb right against the wall. Oh, they love. Sorry, I thought that was you, love. I thought you were iRacing or something. They love to cut across turn 1 inside right-hand curb. They do indeed against the wall. Herta did it earlier and damaged his suspension. Apparently Scott Dixon did it as well a few moments ago, so that's something to keep an eye on in the remaining qualifying session. Power starts off this Firestone Fast 12. He's quicker with a 59.9705, and he's already 2/10 quicker. So is Newgarden, who's done a 1 minute. So their banker lap times are going in. Now their full lap times are going through. And okay, guys, one name. Which big name doesn't go through to the Firestone Fast 6? Because someone's going to sneak through. We've got we've got 4 of the championship contenders in this session, so someone's going to miss out. Who's going to be the unlucky driver not to make it through? Is going to be your biggest shocker and surprise?
Joseph Newgarden.
Oh, Adam, you're brave. You're very brave. What do you think?
I'm going
Josh?
to be even braver.
Willpower, you're going to say, aren't you?
Ooh,
Yes.
Okay, Penske driver. Okay.
Yes, and guess what, Josh? You will not believe it.
What?
There is a Portland International Raceway map on Beam.
Is there?
Yep.
Oh, wow, I did not know that. I did not know that. It's very bizarre. On Beam. Okay. You'll have to send me what it looks like as well after the session. On board with Scott McLaughlin, though, we can't hear him all that well across our earphones. The onboard mic's a bit low. You can hear Colton Herta flying through to go to 5th position. McLaughlin's looking quite quick as well. Malukas goes 7th, so it's Power, Palou, Newgarden, Rossi, Herta, and McLaughlin. So that's 3 of the 4 championship contenders in there at the moment as well. Who's the only one missing? I can't work it out on my board. Is it? It's not O'Ward because he's too far out of it. O'Ward does go 7th though, so maybe we have got the championship contenders all in that top 6 at the moment. But Newgarden and Power 3rd and 1st, and they're looking quite quick on this lap. But then again, so is the rest of the field. Look at Lundgaard. Christian Lundgaard as well is in 11th position, and he's up. Oh, no, he's dropped down 2/10 of a second as well. But Scotty Mack jumps to the top with a 58.824. So Scott McLaughlin replaces Joseph Newgarden at the top. So the 3 replaces the 2, replaces the 12. It's a Penske 1, 2, 3 until Palou goes 2nd. And this is Rossi going quicker to go 4th. Now we're seeing Alex Palou jumping up to 2nd as well, but Newgarden 3rd. Colton Herta splits into 4th position. So Adam, as quickly as the Penske 1, 2, 3 comes, it gets taken away again with a broom and saying not today for the captain as well.
Yeah, that's right. This qualifier, you have you have the championship contenders here in the Firestone Fast 12, so they're all going to be starting toward the front, and so it's game on for the championship. Nobody knows what to expect after Wheelie Portland tomorrow.
Power's just gone top again, 58.6447. Newgarden goes 2nd, so it's back to a Penske 1, 2, 3 as well, and it's going to hold that as well as Palou pits and everyone else is down the time. So they're all going to come in now, change over. Maybe not Rahal, who's on a quick time here. He's a 10th down, but that might put him just ahead of Alexander Rossi for P7. Let's see how it goes across the line for the 15 of Graham Rahal. Is he good? Is he good? Across the alternate line now. And the computer taking a while to take up. Only goes to P9, unfortunately, in this session. And the one thing as well, look at this. Track temperature, 88 degree Fahrenheit. Air temperature, 70 degree Fahrenheit as well. So it's overcast still, but the track temperature is keeping it alive as well. And Adam, I'll defer to you as an American as well. Is that good track temperature for us? Because my brain
yeah,
can't...
that is.
Yeah.
That's a good track temperature. The crowds in Portland this weekend have been really good, so hopefully we'll see a lot of people for the race tomorrow.
I'll tell you what, Adam, how much would we have to pay Joe Samaniego to go jump in that little lake between turns 1 and 2? I just saw on the TV camera there, it's just below the timing graphic. How much do you reckon we'd have to pay him to jump in there at the end of the weekend?
That's a good question. I got no idea.
Joe's going to be watching this back as always, watching it now. I'm not too sure, but Joe, we want you all to jump in there as well. By the way, great coverage over there again from Joe Samaniego, who's been uploading daily reports from Portland International Raceway as well. We'll have those in the pre-shows tomorrow as well. And it brings us some wraparound. We were always saying as well, he's got the practice reports sorted as well, the great man he is. And we said, well, take qualifying and then take our coverage of the race and just stick it on the Grid Network channel. And just get a nice portfolio from the whole weekend as well, the sessions, and I think that works well. And I'm looking forward to, like we had last year, Adam, as well. Joe, do you remember when Joe just dropped in and just took over our broadcast by playing the videos?
Yeah, well, I remember last year, Josh. Oh yeah, could happen again. Oh sure.
Oh yeah, because I've given Joe access as well to this stream, and he can drop in and get in some videos. But also, he's given me a Google Drive. So in the race, if there's interviews, he's going to film them and immediately send them over to me, and then I'll drag them on and put them onto our big screen here in the comms box. So we've got a very busy schedule looking forward to tomorrow. So do join us as well for the race, and make sure you watch it on the Grid Network as well, as Rossi is the only driver improving his lap time at the moment, as everyone else is backed up coming towards the line, and he's 2/10 faster than that of Will Power. So Rossi looks to mean business as well, after winning his first race in over 2 years a couple of weeks back as well at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Gallagher Grand Prix. As we see now, Power starting another lap and already a couple of actually no, he's a 10th up. So here's Rossi now, jumps to second. Well done, Alexander Rossi, in that Honda as well. And for the Chip Ganassi Racing, for the Andretti Autosport looking quite good, but the Chip Ganassi Racing, Alex Palou has just jumped to the top. That's what confused me on the board as well. But Rossi was lucky to retain, Adam, wasn't he, his IndyCar seat this year, and now he's won that race. He's already going to McLaren next year, so it sounds like he's finally ended on good terms with Andretti before making the switch to McLaren. Do you reckon he'll go well at the Papaya team?
You know, Alexander Rossi can have the monkey off his. He can have the monkey off his back now because he won. So at least he can say he won at Andretti Autosport. And next year at McLaren, watch out. I think Alexander Rossi is gonna prove something over there that he can still get it done, even though it's with a new team.
And Josh as well, multiple changes on the timing screen now as Herta goes to second, Malukas third as well. And this is crucial because, look at that, Josh, all the championship contenders, Newgarden going right down the board, and Rosenquist down in 12th as well.
Yeah, and Adam, you chose Joseph Newgarden, currently 10th.
Yeah, I want Adam's lottery numbers, please, because I think he's going to be Mr. Lucky tonight as well as he comes through. It's Saturday night. Is it Saturday night? Yeah, it's Saturday night as well, so lottery night. As they come through, never mind. Newgarden's gone top, so he's 2/10 quicker. So close. McLaughlin, Palou, Lundgaard, Rosenquist, VK, and Rahal out at the moment. 15 seconds to go then in this qualifying, and Newgarden's coming to the pit lane, but I'm looking at it, the top 6, all red sector times. The bottom 6, all green as Rossi goes up as well. That beats Malukas. Palou looking quick as well. Eilert coming across, Palou goes, yeah, there goes Palou into P5 in the other green car as well. Lundgaard is 3/10 faster. I don't think he's improving as the checkered flags come out. And this is Lundgaard now across the line. Can he do a major upset in the standings? Cross the control line, he can! He pushes out Colton Herta. Christian Lundgaard goes through to the Firestone Fast 6. Ward's coming to the pit lane as well. So is VK. Herta only manages to go 8th. Rosenquist only manages 7th, and that's it. That's all this qualifying Fast 12 wrote. Your Fast 6 for Firestone going through. Newgarden, Lundgaard, Power, McLaughlin, Ward and Palou. Out of it, Rosenquist, Herta, Rossi, Malukas, Rahal, and VK. So all the championship protagonists that got through to the Firestone Fast 12 progressed to the Firestone Fast 6. And really, guys, I'll start with you, Adam, as well. Who's your biggest surprise that got eliminated there? Mine be, I think, Malukas. Go on.
That's a good one, Josh. To me, I expected all the championship contenders to be up there, but I'm going to say Colton Herta. That damage, you know, for the Firestone Fast 12, I think it hurt him.
Oh, big time. Completely agree with you, yeah. What do you think, Josh, as well? That damage at the start of the session cost him?
That definitely cost him, I think, but also I would have thought Malukas would have gone to the fast six, as you said, Adam. That's quite a shock. David Malukas has been on fire recently, but also a bit of a shock that Colton Herta's got out, but I think that's down to hitting the barrier, because you saw the shockwave from the Armco in the slow-mo when Colton Herta hit it, and it was massive.
Here's your starting grid then from row 6 onwards. From row 4 onwards now, as it updates itself. Felix Rosenquist starts in 7th position, and 8th for Colton Herta. Row 5 sees Alexander Rossi and David Malukas. Row 6 sees Graham Rahal and Venus VK as well, as rows 4, 5 and 6 of the grid take up as well from those who did not advance from round 2 here of qualifying. Right, for third and final part of qualifying up next as well, round 3, and it's the Firestone Fast Sticks. Let's head down to the pit lane though shortly. I think we're going to hear some interviews from some of the drivers in a few seconds' time, but here's Malukas. Yeah, here we go.
And she's, as you said, so just missing the Fast Six, but how did you feel about your run?
I messed up turn 7, the last laps. I think probably would have gone through otherwise, but yeah, good recovery from practice. Struggled in practice. We're down to P21, so P7, I think we'd take that going into qualifying, but obviously frustrating missing out with 100th to Fast 6, but anyways, I think my mistake that time, so I'm sure we can go from there in the race.
So you'll be 7th, obviously, and you're not going to have the laps on your tires in the Fast 6, so is that an advantage of sorts for tomorrow? What have you seen from the data there?
I think the reds look pretty good, so hopefully that will play into our advantage, but yeah, too early to know. I've seen in warm-up how it develops, but yeah, you never know.
All right, Felix Rosenquist, he's going to qualify 7th and try and start from there tomorrow. Kevin?
And Colton Herta is going to start 8th, talking with Nathan O'Rourke and Brian Herta on his stand. 0.06 of a second is what you're missing. Can you tell that difference? Can you diagnose what you were lacking when you're looking for half a tenth?
Yes, but yeah, we just weren't really good enough. I didn't really help anybody with making contact in turn 1 wall, but the guys got it fixed in time, and the car felt good and straight, so wasn't too worried about that. I think we just maybe missed it a little bit on balance for that second round. We tried to get a little bit more aggressive and ended up turning the car the other way, but I'm happy with how they rebounded, because our day could have been over after round 1. So props to the guys who are getting me back out there. 8th isn't terrible. We obviously want to be in that Fast 6, but it's not awful, and we'll kind of look forward to the race and see what we need to do better.
You've still got another practice to sort the car more, but I'm already, and I'm sure you will soon be thinking about turn 1. Obviously, you'd love to be in the front row. Is that the biggest danger zone when you're back there in about row 4 of just hoping that no one else makes a mistake and stacks everything up and you get collected?
No, because the front row guys got taken out last year.
Good point.
So
there is no safe zone, is there?
Safe anywhere. Yeah, I think they're looking at something for the start zone here, but it is pretty brutal. Nobody wants to build up all these race cars and make them all fast and then go into turn 1 and ruin them. So we'll see what happens. It's so easy to do when you're back there. Oh my God, it all opens up and there's so many spots to gain, and then you hit everybody. So we'll see. Definitely have to keep my eyes on the start tomorrow and what we think is the best strategy for that. But I'll definitely be looking at some video tonight and seeing what I need to do to stay out of people's way and maybe make up some spots in the meantime.
Well, here's to not hitting anybody tomorrow. That's Colton Herta. Dylan.
And Kevin, starting a little further behind Colton will be Rinus VK, ends up 12th in qualifying. So talked to you before. Wasn't really sure what you were going to have. So how did you feel about your qualifying run?
Well, I think, qualifying third in our group at the beginning was really good. My goal was to get into the Fast 12 this weekend with the pace we've shown in practice, but you always want more, so definitely don't want to be down the charts in the Fast 12. But yeah, it felt like the whole feeling of the car just totally changed from one run to the other, so looking into that, but I think Team gave me a great car to comfortably make it through to the Fast 12, but I think we should have been pretty close to the Fast 6 there, or maybe in there, so tough, but yeah, we'll give it all tomorrow.
So there's a lot of talk, and there always is here, about turn 1, and you guys at the back of this group are kind of right in the middle of all the excitement. So what are your thoughts? Have you thought about your approach tomorrow to getting through turn one?
Just don't get hit. That's the goal. Hopefully I can have a start where I can slot into the inside somewhere. When you're in the inside, when cars crash, spin, whatever, they always crash to the outside. So try to get into the inside there and, just focus on what I can do and, what other guys around me do. I cannot really affect. So we'll see how that goes. But I think we had a pretty good qualifying today, and we have a good clue on what we need tomorrow.
All right, solid day for the 21 car, and that's Rinus VeeKay qualifies 12th today, Kevin.
20-year-old David Malukas is also pretty quick, missing out by about a half a tenth or so. So how do you assess your first trip in an IndyCar to Portland in your qualifying?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It's a little bit unfortunate because we knew we had pace after practice one, but it seems like with the cooler track temps, our car didn't seem to perform as well, and we were trying to catch up to it and couldn't really find the time in practice two. And in qualifying, I think we got a little bit closer, but still, with the track temp dropping, we still couldn't really get as much as we wanted from it.
Final practice session later today. What do you want to get out of that? What still needs to be done to feel comfortable that you can attack and run up front tomorrow?
It's going to be the final practice, and obviously that's going to be full focus for the race. So I think we'll see how the car reacts on heavy fuel. And then, realistically, fuel strategy, all in racing side of things now. Completely different story.
Okay, thanks, David.
Thank you.
Yeah, you mentioned there as well the final practice as well. Just mute that. But you mentioned the final practice session, which is actually massively different now because what's happened is IndyCar don't usually do 3 practice sessions. They do 2 practice sessions, then we go to qualifying, then we have a warm-up on the Sunday morning before the race. There's no time for a Sunday warm-up, so they're having a final practice session, which I think is half an hour, the length of the warm-up, 2 hours' time after the end of the qualifying, which I think is actually a good idea, Adam, as well. If you follow IndyCar, it gives the guys a chance to get the cars into the final setup point straight after qualifying and not have a night's sleep. So you immediately know the problem, you can go fix it, and then have a better sleep getting into the car for the race tomorrow. I think it works better.
I do agree, Josh. I think, this final practice session is really good for IndyCar. A+ for having a final practice. And now we head in to the Firestone Fast 6. Can Will Power be the all-time pole winner and break the tie with Mario Andretti? It could happen, but I don't think it does.
Oh, sport. I was just thinking as well, as we go into the green light now and the Firestone Fast 6 is underway. This 6 minutes will go quite quickly, but we could be commentating on right here, chaps, as well. One of the most historic qualifyings if Power takes that pole and goes ahead of Andretti in terms of the poles. That is something else that I want to think of as well. But Josh as well, all eyes definitely going to be on tomorrow as well, and who's going to start on pole position. It's time for the picks then. I know, Adam, you do love the pick a winner, but this is going to be a bit different. Pick a pole as well. Who's your pick for pole position then, Josh?
Will Power.
Oh, okay. Adam, who's your pick for pole?
I'm gonna shock y'all. Christian Lundgaard.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good one, considering what we saw him in the first part of qualifying, in the Fast 12, and now here. Okay, Adam's got a good one. Who do I think is going to... I'll go... I'm trying to have a think now as well. Joseph Newgarden. That's my pick. I think Newgarden might just take pole coming into this one. We're about to find out anyway as Palou heads down towards turn 1 and this famous chicane at the first 2 corners as well. That could cause all sorts of mayhem tomorrow as well. And out of turn 3 in towards the kink at 4. Always reminds me of the Goodwood, this part of the track as well, the way it flies in as well. And if you're interested, by the way, the Goodwood Revival is next weekend as well. So do take a watch of that. I'll be watching up here as well in the comms box on some of the events in between the... What is it next weekend, Josh? Italian Grand Prix and the final of IndyCar. There we go. See, I remembered to come through as well at Laguna Seca. And Ilott starts a lap time then in towards the turn 11, which on this part of the track is turn 1 because it's so high speed. His banker lap was a 59.4992, and now the pressure really builds. 4 minutes to go, and he's back in the pit lane. So is Palou. So, okay. They're not happy with their first run, guys. That's weird.
That's a shock. I'm shocked.
What do you think, Josh? They're all being told to wait in the pit lane, and Power hasn't even gone out yet. Now he does.
Yeah, there goes Power, and Power did a 58.2 in the fast 12, and the fastest time currently is 58.7. So half a second between the fastest lap currently in the fast 6 and the fastest lap in the fast 12.
So here we go again then, coming in. This is Joseph Newgarden, who's currently 4/10 down the pace through the first couple of corners as well. A lot of clouds starting to roll in, I notice, as well over the top there. It's not due for rain. Could have a wet race tomorrow as well, but due to dry out pretty quickly. So I'm sure Joe Samaniego, our reporter trackside at the Portland International Raceway this weekend, will be telling us all about that tomorrow in the pre-show as well, and giving us all the information. You can join that on the Grid Network as well. To type in Grid Network on YouTube and you'll find us as well. If you're watching this video on Grid Network, you already know. If you're watching on the YouTube channel Josh Roberts Motorsport Journalist, you don't know. Or you might do. I'll go on about it on and off. Here we go then. Newgarden's first time was third fastest to 59.7875. So it's Lundgaard, Palou, Newgarden, O'Ward as well at the moment. And Adam, this is really impressive from Lundgaard, considering that his first race in IndyCar came here 12 months ago.
Yep, and look where he is now. To me, he should have won the Gallagher Grand Prix at the IMS Road Course, but yeah, his first career podium. So if Christian Lundgaard doesn't win this year, watch out. I think he can win next year.
Absolutely. I'll go one better. I think he might be in a shot here at Portland. This is as well as I've ever seen Lundgaard. I think you're right with your pick for pole as well, but it's a long race tomorrow as well. Over 90 laps of this track as well to get right. As well as across the line comes Newgarden, and then on his fast time, does he improve up the order? No, only second. He still can't beat Lundgaard's time at the moment. So it's Lundgaard, Newgarden, Palou third, Power, O'Ward, McLaughlin at the moment. As the time McLaughlin now goes into third position. And this is what I like, Josh, as well about these 6-minute sessions. The Firestone Fast 6 drivers, 6 minutes. Best one out there is O'Ward making slight mistakes. He can't hook the tyres up. No tyre warmers in IndyCar, and he was sliding out there as well, Josh.
Yeah, and I've gone onto IndyCar Twitter for the first time.
What's it looking like?
Happy to report the Leaning Tower of Panasonic is still in place.
If people don't take photos without holding it up, I don't know what this ball's coming to. Power crosses the line as well now as O'Ward goes into second position. Power was 6th. Does he improve anything at the line? Will Power go to provisional pole position? And at the moment, beats Mario Andretti's pole record as well. Lundgaard still second as well. Is there going to be anything else going on the board? I can't see at the moment, no. As McLaughlin stays into third position. We've lost the driver tracker, just let you know.
Don't know what's happened with it.
Press Control Z. We're getting back as McLaughlin. McLaughlin takes provisional pole. Well, 20 seconds left. Is it McLaughlin who's got pole position? Well, who picked McLaughlin? Did anyone of us pick Scotty Mack? I don't think we did. No. And we've got one more lap. Newgarden is quicker. So is McLaughlin. Checkered flag is out now. The session is over. Power is on a lap time as well, but looks down by 3/10, so I don't think Power's going to do it. Lundgaard is 2/10 down. So is Palou. 0.5 of a second is Pato O'Ward as well. Coming to the line now. Checkered flag is out. Power crosses it. I don't think he improves. No, he doesn't. Is Newgarden going to do anything? He's only a fraction off the pace as well. No, Newgarden can't. Palou is in there, so yeah, Palou can't improve either. Scott McLaughlin might have just taken pole position here as well. And everyone's crossed the line. That's it. It's done. Scott McLaughlin has taken pole position, and it is a Penske 1-2-3 here at Portland. Lundgaard is 4th, Palou 5th, and O'Ward puts it in 6th position, Adam. What a 6 minutes that was, and nobody here predicted Scotty Mack.
I should have done it because I work Grid Network on the Repco Australian Supercars expert. So, oh well. I mean, but like I said, there must be something in the water down in New Zealand. Scotty Mack and with this pole, Scott McLaughlin now could go for his 3rd win of the year tomorrow.
And with it, get his championship hopes reignited as well. And Josh as well. It was an incredible lap time as we come through as well. I see you just adjusting the map out there as well. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win tomorrow? I'll ask you a question. Pick a winner now. We've seen qualifying. And Adam's here as our official pick a winner for the Grid Network as Scott McLaughlin fist pumps the air as well. Josh, who's your pick a winner for IndyCar tomorrow?
Willpower.
That's good. And I know, Adam, you're probably going to hold it until tomorrow's pre-show, aren't you? Yeah, I'll do the same then because we're on the pre-show tomorrow. But I know, Josh, you're not on the pre-show. You're not being in the race, so we'll ask you it now as well. So, Adam, note that down. Josh chose willpower. Let's hear from the pole sitter, Scott McLaughlin.
How thirsty are the threes? And you said yes. We are ready to be quenched. How about that? That's impressive. 1-2-3 Team Penske, and you top your more experienced teammates.
Yeah, credit to everyone at Team Penske. We weren't great here last year, but we'll come back here with 3 hot rods, and yeah, absolutely, we're all pushing each other. Will, Joseph, myself, and to get pole was obviously a great thing. Freightliner Chevy feels good. Chevy Power is great, and looking forward to the race tomorrow.
So we've talked before about what your role is, and people ask, are you here to help your teammates? You can essentially do both things, help your cause and help them at the same time, correct?
Yeah, exactly. We know the rules. We're Penske drivers. We know that when we get employed, what we need to do. When the team wins, we all win. And for me, I've just got to focus on what I'm doing. If I can be at the front and take points off others winning the race, that's exactly what we want to do. So, but yeah, until I'm mathematically out of it, I want to keep going hard and keep trying to win races. And I'm feeling really good in the car. It's just building on to really good things for next year, and just really proud of the group. These guys and girls work very hard, and I'm very very proud of them, and it's a big testament to them.
You started the season with a pole and a win, so it's been there all year. But let's say where you finished last year. Yeah. Where's the confidence in it from this time a year or so ago?
Yeah, I was just a different man, I guess, in some ways. I think this time last year I was a little bit confused of where I wanted to be in terms of the car setup and stuff, and we finally sort of clicked towards the end. And yeah, I'm really proud. This Freightliner Chevy feels good. I feel good in the car, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
I got something for you here, an NTT P1 award. Congratulations. Scott McLaughlin is going to lead the field to the green here at Portland tomorrow afternoon.
Indeed, he is. And we're all out of time here as well for qualifying here. I'll get Adam and Josh's final thoughts after I read out our sponsors information, which is because we're simulcasting as well on the Grid Network this weekend. I have to read them out. It's a pleasure to do so as well. So I remind you all to please like and subscribe to the Grid Network here on YouTube, and follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. There you go, look. That's what 12 hours of coverage does to you to come through. We encourage you all as well to just take 5 minutes out of our show as well, and consider joining our Patreon channel as well. Invest in Grid Network to keep us on the air and well into the future. Click the link to buy me a coffee in the video description below as well, and you can buy a drink for your favourite on-air talent, whether it's Adam, Josh, or myself as well, or any other of the team as well. And a big thank you to Edward Hunter from Formula E Zone as well, who's a commentary partner of mine as well, and to our 2 dear fans of Amber and Zachary as well for buying us one. We do greatly appreciate it, and any amount will help us continue growing our motorsports media outlet. And for Public.com as well, you can visit Public.com, also known as the stock market social media home. The link and referral code GridNet gives you £5 to invest, or $5 I should say, to invest. See, British. Public.com allows you to connect with your friends. You can make new friends and use tools to learn how to invest in the stock market as well. Adam, closing thoughts from you. What did you make of that qualifying session?
game on tomorrow afternoon in Portland.
Absolutely. Josh, your thoughts on qualifying too?
Oh, what a session.
Is that your closing thoughts? Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's better. It was better than the F1. It was better than the F2 and F3 races as well. My thanks to Adam Lemrys and to Josh T as well for joining me in the comms box for qualifying. My thanks to all of you at home for watching as well. We will see you tomorrow for all of the action as well. We'll be live on Joshua Birch Motorsports on the YouTube channel as well for the watch along. But straight after, you can join us for the grid race wrap-up show as well. 90 minutes after the end of the NASCAR show. Although I think because it's so late, it's going to be on Monday this time out
It'll
as
be
well.
on, Monday at 12 noon Eastern for the Grid Live wrap-up show, as we'll recap everything across motorsports. So subscribe to Good Network for all of your motorsports coverage.
I'll let one of the hosts do that bit because that's pretty much easier. Thanks for that, Adam, as well. And don't forget also as well that I'll be hosting the preview show tomorrow for the Grid pre-race show for IndyCar, where we'll have all the team on as well talking about all of the action. My thanks to you, Josh. My thanks to you, Adam. My thanks to you at home as well for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.